Hello and welcome to ConsciousEvents.Live. My name is Mark Curran, and today I'm excited to be introducing our guests for our upcoming event on February 14th. And first, I'm going to introduce Wanda, who will introduce our guests. Wanda is the founder and creator of Dandelions of Courage. And Dandelions of Courage is really an organization that is committed to working with highly gifted and talented artists internationally. And in addition, she really works with upcoming new talent, which is where we're talking about today. And the main focus of Dandelions of Courage is artist development, brand marketing strategies, and booking gigs. Wanda has her own history working in the entertainment industry with music and arts and magazines, and she is now working with Dandelions of Courage. And we're happy to have her as a partner with ConsciousEvents.Live. Welcome, Wanda.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much. And thanks for having us here. So
Always a pleasure.
I wanted to, I just wanted to bring up the fact that on behalf of Jadyn, today is Hat Day. So
Woo!
all of you folks out there, go and get your hat because this is for Jadyn. So we'll just
Thank you.
give you a couple of seconds to go grab that favorite hat that you have, and then we're gonna rock and roll. So I want to introduce Al Atkinson, and Al Atkinson is one of our partners. He works with the Mob Radio Network. He is the music producer. He is the promoter. He is the agent, and I believe you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you manage 27 different artist pages.
Yes, that's correct. No, 29. I'm sorry, 29.
29. Okay, so add two more. And he's an extraordinary producer, amazing human being. And you know what? Between him and Seamus Trainer, the owner of the Mob Radio station, he they do a lot of work for these kids, and very proud of to be part of the team and to have them part of ours. So that's
Thank you, Wanda.
Al.
Thank you.
And next, I want to introduce our superstar, Jadyn Rylee.
Hi.
And Jadyn
Thank you for
Rylee
having
is
me.
a singer-songwriter. She plays ukulele. I believe she's learning how to play guitar, and she's also a humanitarian. She works with a lot of kids with the anti-bullying campaign. She has, I believe she also works with the mental health organization. And this girl is soon to be 15, and she's just been changing the world in so many different ways, inspiring others. And we're so grateful to have her part of our team. And so I want to say thank you so much, Jadyn. We love you.
And so
And
proud of you too.
this
Thank
is
you
you.
guys so much.
Welcome.
I'm so excited to be here today, and let's get started.
Can't hear you, Mark.
How about now?
No,
See,
that's
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 the thing with too
Better.
many mute buttons, right? Jaden, I'm really excited to have you performing with ConsciousEvents.Live, and I want to thank Wanda and Alf and Seamus for the support through Mob Radio and all the talent that you guys represent. So thank you so much for being part of our startup platform to bring virtual events to a whole new level where we can be live, interactive, and share our gifts with the world. So Jaden, I want to thank you just as we get started for that. And I want to start by, when did you know music was your thing? Did you stumble upon it? Did you like just born with a microphone in your hand, or how did this happen?
So when I could barely remember. Every time I tell this story, it's like kind of different the whole time, the every time. But when I was 2, I was in my living room, and my like the Mylie Cyrus, The Climb, it came on the TV, and I was like, okay. And I guess I listened to it for a while, and it kind of got like implanted in my brain. So I started singing it out of nowhere, and then my mom grabbed the camera, and recorded me at 2 singing The Climb. And I was sitting on the floor in my dad's lap, and he was like holding the microphone in my face, and I kept looking up at him singing. And then I didn't stop after that. And then when I was 6, I actually started going to professional music lessons, like voice lessons. And from there, I never stopped, and now I'm here. That's basically how it all started.
Wow. Well, I really love it when I see, because so many people, we're a bunch of old folks here, right? And so many
Oh,
people that, in my experience, we get lost looking for our life's purpose. And some people go through life for literally decades not knowing what that is and what their gifts are. So I always love hearing stories when people discover that really young. And, you must know who Jennifer Hudson is, I imagine.
Yeah.
Right. I saw her. She was doing an interview with a gentleman by the name of Joseph McClendon III, and he asked her kind of the same question, and it was the same thing. She just knew at a really young age. So I just want to acknowledge that in you for knowing that, because it makes such a difference for those who kind of figure it out young. So good on you.
Oh, thank you so much.
So, what was your first gig, and how old were you?
That's a hard. Maybe. Oh, I remember. So my first actual like live performance. I think. How old was I? Maybe like 9.
Yeah,
It was
9, I
Hidden
think.
Talent. It was Hidden Talent Canada, and I think I was by myself. I don't know if I was with other people, um, but I was in a group of 12, and it was a big group at like the first part because I had to cut people, and then I was in the semifinal when I got oh this is so long ago. I was in the semifinals, and then the winner was another person I was performing with, and it was actually really. I got to meet a lot of new people, and I still talk to them to this day. I still communicate with them, which is awesome. And but yeah, that was my first ever live performance.
Awesome. Now, how did you do in that hidden talent?
I think, well, for a 9-year-old, I think I did okay. I don't know, but I was really, I'm like, now thinking back at it, I'm proud of myself for like getting up on stage in the first place. Um, because according to my sister, she would never do that. So, and we don't know where I got
Oh,
this
yeah.
singing thing from. And nobody in my family sings, so we just don't know what happened to me. But um, that was my yeah. I'm proud.
I love it. So, hey, here's my next question. What happened after that? Where did you go next? Tell us about your journey in terms of music and where you've performed, what you've done, who you've shared stages with.
So I think, oh, everyone knows, I was in Mini Pop Kids for a year, and it's because before I even knew what Mini Pop Kids like were, like who they were, I was literally a stick on stage. Like the first ever song I recorded and I moved my arms a little bit was Jolene, and that one I think I was like 10 or 12, 10 or 12, I don't know, somewhere around there. But that was the first time I actually like moved around a little bit, and I was like la da da da. But when I joined Mini Pop Kids, it like changed my stage presence, and like now I'm not afraid to move around because I was with so many amazing people, and they showed me not to be scared. I think I had a little bit of stage fright, and I think that was the part of it. But now I'm like moving around in videos, like live performances, music videos. Like I love it. But I was in Mini Pop Kids for a year, and we did a whole bunch of shows. I think there was a lot of shows. We went to London. Some people went to British Columbia. There were certain people picked to go to different places, but we toured like everywhere. Alberta, Ottawa. I went to Ottawa. I'm pretty sure. I didn't go to New Brunswick or Alberta because that's really far. But it was still really cool to think that the Mini Pop Kids toured around those different places.
Cool. Wanda, Elle, you have any questions?
for Jadyn?
Yeah.
Not really.
No, I've
I've known Jadyn since she was 7. So
wow.
I've been following her career. I also help manage her page too. So I pretty well know what's going on.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
and you know, I want to thank you guys at Mob Radio, Al, you and Seamus for the work that you do because you're bringing a lot of publicity and awareness to a lot of the young talent around the world, from my understanding. So, Al, maybe you can tell us a little bit about Mob Radio and what Mob Radio is, because it's not the mob.
No, it stands for Masters of
Masters of
Bandwidth.
Right.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And we started out, Seamus and I together, probably 8 years ago. And we started out with one show a week. We went to 2 shows a week. Third year, we went to 4 shows a week. And about 3 years ago, we started to fall back because Seamus was not feeling well. There's a lot of work for him, more work for me. And now we're down to 1 show every month. And our average audience is 100, close to 1 million at our show. So, and we have probably 2,000 girls in our list for the shows, but I have to keep changing them around, getting the best songs for them. Jadyn almost in every show we do.
No.
Okay. And I guess I listened to it for a while.
She sings rock, she sings country, she sings pop, and that's what are we missing? Rock, country, pop. Okay, she doesn't live in Romania, so that's a separate show. She's mostly not
Not yet. Not yet.
No, she's our star. She's the one that helped make Mob Radio what we are.
Aw, thank you.
We lost you again, Mark.
There may be a trend starting here because this is going to be our first musical performance of this nature on ConsciousEvents.Live.
Yes.
We've been doing them more locally and in our small studios here in Vancouver, and now we're starting to, branch out and reach out so that we can bring in great talent from literally all over the world, and to create live and interactive experiences like we're going to do coming up on the 14th in Zoom. And one of the things, Jadyn, when we spoke a couple of weeks ago when we first met, and I shared with you that you'll be able to see your audience and the excitement that you had in just that, for me, just let us know that we're on the right track in what we're doing. And I thank you and your team for the work that you're doing to get ready for the show, and that is going to really help you. In my hope, anyways, and desire is that it'll help you reach even more people, because you can start going out and doing this on your own without people kind of supporting you, and you can go live, bring your audience into your home, and that's with these different times in this past year, it's just a new way of doing things. Because I know in speaking with some of my artist friends and your reaction in our conversation, it's very different when you get to see your audience and when you can't see your audience,
Definitely.
right?
Definitely.
Awesome. So, question for you: what turned you on to these? I checked out your YouTube channel, and you've got like over 350,000 followers. So obviously you're doing something right. And I love your music, and I love a lot of the covers of
Thank you so much.
like the old school classics. What drove you to those?
So I worked with Mike and Sina for a while, and they basically showed me a bunch of songs, and they showed me which path I wanted to go in. And I thought, going how do I put this in words? The classics, would be a right path, because a lot of people like that. So I did a bunch of those, which got really it did really well. Like, one of the Nothing Else Matters has I believe, I haven't checked, maybe 7 million. I think I don't know. It could be less. I don't know. But
I'm looking right now.
Okay, but that was one of my songs that I was so surprised, because it did so well, and I was so thankful for it, because that's never really happened to me before. It was awesome.
I
Now
yeah,
it's
I
stage
love
for
it.
now.
Yeah. I also like to not stick to one genre, so I could just like explore the entire, like all of them.
Nothing else matters. 7.6 million views, everyone.
Yay.
Wow, on a Metallica cover tune. And you
Yeah.
can go check that out.
Sound
I'm-
of Silence. Forget what that
Yeah, that was the first one that I listened to, and I was just like blown away. I was like, I thought super cool. And then when I saw all the other covers and things that you'd done, and like you say, all the different genres, it also just goes to show your your skill set to work through those, and just your desire to be flexible. So I love that about your work as well.
Well, thank you so much.
And just for everybody watching, in the comments below our Facebook broadcast here, I'm going to put a link to Jadyn's YouTube channel, and you can go there and take a look at all of her work there.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Hey, if you didn't do the work, we wouldn't have it to share.
Right.
And 7 million views, that's like crazy.
Oh, thank you.
It's amazing. Yeah, I'm really impressed. So thanks for doing that. So what's do you have a favorite song that you like to perform?
It's not my favorite. Well, that's a lie. This song came out like maybe like 4 weeks ago. It's got like 27. I have no idea how many views it has. It has a bunch, but it's by Olivia Rodriguez. I think everyone knows what song I'm talking about. It's called Driver's License. But she actually, okay, so I knew this actor. She's an actor as well. And she did this series of like High School Musical on Disney Plus. I watched it like a long time ago. And I didn't even know she sang until I saw her in the video. And I was like, wait, that's the girl from that series. So I was shocked. And I did not, like, she gained like maybe 500,000 subscribers since she released that song, which is insane. Which is
Wow.
like
It's great.
shocking. So I'm gonna do that song.
Okay.
Excellent.
Awesome.
You want to do it now?
Sure.
Awesome. Well, now's a great time then. So what I'm going to ask, we're all going to mute ourselves while you sing, and I'm going to spotlight you.
Okay.
All
My
right.
voice cracked.
Go, Jadyn, go.
I got my driver's license last week, just like we always talked about. 'Cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house. But today I drove through the suburbs, crying 'cause you weren't around. And you're probably with that blonde girl who always made me doubt. She's so much older than me. She's everything I'm insecure about. Yet today I drove through the suburbs. 'Cause how could I ever love someone else? And I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could feel so okay now that I'm gone. Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. And all my friends are tired of hearing how much I miss you, but I kinda feel sorry for them, 'cause they'll never know you the way that I do. Yet today I drove through the suburbs and pictured I was driving home to you. And I know we weren't perfect, but I've never now I drive home past your street. Red lights, stop signs, I still see your face in the white cars, front lights, can't drive past the places we used to go to, 'cause I still really love you, babe. Ooh. Sidewalks recrossed, I still hear your voice in the traffic. We're laughing, going on the noise. God, I'm so blue with you, 'cause I still really love you, babe. I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could feel so okay now that I'm gone. Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. I love that song.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Bravo.
Awesome.
All right. Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Well, where do we go from here? A little bird told me something that you're also in the movies. Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I still can't believe this ever happened. But let's start from the beginning. So, I got like an audition. I got an audition from my agent saying that Sean Penn is releasing a new movie, and I'm like, okay, let me try out for it. And I tried out, and I think it was like a couple days after, we got a call back from YouTube we got a call back from somebody saying that we got the role, but we were so shocked that we ignored the email, like we deleted it because we didn't think it was real. But then YouTube, like the people that run YouTube, I think, like emailed us again, saying that you got the role in the movie as Jennifer, and this time we were kind of looking at each other. We were like, what? No way. So from there, we went to Winnipeg, and we met Sean Penn himself, and we were like, okay, this is actually real. Like, me and my mom went, and we were so shocked. He was like, so the moment I will never forget is we were at like a coffee bar, and we turned around, and we saw him walking towards us, and I looked at my mom like, and she was almost crying. She was so happy, and I'll never forget the look on her face. She was so happy, and that makes me happy too. And then he took us into his office, and I basically auditioned again. And then after the entire audition, he pulled out his agent into the hall and then chit-chatted a little bit. I thought I was in trouble. I'm like, am I in trouble? No, I didn't say that. But he pulled us back. He came back in, and he's like, if you can beat me in a staring contest, you can get the role as Jennifer. And I told myself, I will not blink until my eyes pop out of my brain. Because I wanted it so badly. And my eyes, there was tears dripping down my face. And I said, you're a really good staring contest competitor. And he's like, I know. But then he blinked after like maybe 20 seconds. And my eyes were so dry because I put on I was like so young at the time. So I like caked my face in makeup. So my eyes were like dry. So my eyes were instantly watering like 3 seconds after I opened them. And then I was jumping up and down where there were pictures taken. Everything was awesome. And then I can't really explain too much what happened on set, but there was like a bunch of people there. I got to meet my photo double, which is my best friend. Like we actually called earlier on today, like my best friend. but yeah, she was also my photo double, which is basically like if I'm well, I don't really know. Basically, like they go in and if they like picture you like in the scene. So she was my photo double, and we call each other twins because we are identical. She has braces, I have braces. She has glasses, I have glasses. We have the same length hair. She's a little tiny bit taller than me, as expected, because I'm like 5 foot. um, we have the same style. Like our personalities are just the same. Like we are literally twins. And I really, 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 really want to go see her like now, but COVID didn't let that happen. But that's basically how it all started, and very, very, it was amazing. Like I'll never forget anything from that. So
Such a great story. I love how you tell the story about meeting him and how your mom got super excited. Did you even know who Sean Penn is when you heard his name and what he was all about?
I didn't. But then I was in my room one time, like, hey, since I'm gonna be in the movie with this person, maybe I should look him up. And I found out like a million Wikipedia pages and like a million like reports. I'm like, whoa. That's a really big deal. And then we watched a movie of his, and I'm like, wow, I'm
Which
gonna
one?
meet him.
Which one?
I think it was The Last Gunman,
Okay.
if
Yeah.
I remember. But yeah, scary
Yeah.
but really good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was like
Sean
really young,
Penn
so I
has
was like, whoa. But yeah.
Yeah, he's got just such a library of work. Growing when I was your age, I was watching Sean Penn in movies. So that's why I thought it was really cute to hear how your mom got all excited
Yeah, she
and
was
that you
so
were yeah,
happy.
and I love that you were so happy that she was so happy.
Yeah.
That was
Definitely.
fantastic. So sweet. Awesome. Now, is the movie out yet?
It is not. It was supposed to be coming out this fall, but we don't know for sure. We have like no updates whatsoever just because like COVID obviously. But they can't get together to work on it or edit it. But we don't know how it's going. Hopefully it's going good, and we will keep everyone updated.
Yeah, and when it comes out and stuff, let's get back together and talk about that and do a
Yes,
little push
definitely.
that way too because I think it's fantastic. I just love the work that you're doing and your music and how it's opened up so many doors for you. So
Thank
here's
you.
any other questions, Al or Wanda? Any comments? Because I could go all day.
I I I have a really interesting story, and I think it should be heard. It's kind of one of those stories that this was all meant to be. Nothing happened. Everything happens for a reason. It's nothing accidental.
You're muted.
So Joseph and I, Joseph Edward
Yes.
Sherman, who owns Spencer Magazine, publisher and editor in chief. Joseph, I had just started Dandelions of Courage in November or October of 2018.
I bet you
And
muted. Sniff, sniff.
and so I've only worked with
I
seasoned
bet you
artists. I have never worked with young talents. And I was very hesitant to do so for so many different reasons. And so I was working away and Joseph had called me and he said, Wanda, you gotta look at this, you gotta check this girl on YouTube. And I said, well, who is it? And he says, no, you gotta check her out. She's really cool. She's really great. And it was this really like talented young. Wasn't you, Jadyn, yet? You were. So it was this young girl from Ireland, and she was singing Hallelujah. So like Seamus, that's one of my favorite songs. And so I checked her out and I said, oh, yeah, she's really, really good, but she's in Ireland. How am I gonna, you know? So then he's, wait, hang on, check this Jadyn Rylee. You gotta check out this. And I'm going, he's driving me nuts. Joseph is driving me crazy. And I said, okay, let me check her out. And that was I believe that was with the dogs, Jadyn, and then your two friends. It was so beautiful,
Oh yeah.
right? The
The
Christmas,
mellows.
it was so cute. And so I'm watching this video, I'm going, oh my God, this is, wow, this girl, she's so, so he's so cute. You were so cute. You're so
Thank you.
cute. And but you all sang so beautifully. And then Joseph is going through the internet because, oh my God, he lives in Toronto. And I said, oh my goodness. So I wrote your name down and I was thinking, I'm going to go and I'm going to find out who's her manager and, see if we can work together and all this wonderful stuff. So I put your name in. I still have that book, by the way.
No.
So then a couple of weeks later, Joseph again says, Wanda, you have to come to this fashion show, this Toronto Kids fashion show. And I said, Joseph, I really don't want to go, because I had another gig on Sunday with Liberty Silver. And it was, we had an artist that was performing there. I was getting prepared. I just started my company. So he says, look, if you don't go and something happens and you're going to miss it, then you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. Now, if anybody says that to you, you got to go. So I'm like tired. I'm like, what am I going to do at this kids fashion show? Really? So I go and I see this woman and this blonde woman, and she's taking photos in front of the back, what do you call it, the background. And there's Jadyn and the Mini Pop Kids. And so we go, isn't that Jadyn Rylee? Didn't we just watch her on YouTube a week and a half ago? And so I went up to Jadyn's mom, Tara, and I said, excuse me, but are you one of the mom managers? And she said, yes, I'm Jadyn's mom. I'm like, oh my God, really? So anyway, so she's taking pictures. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I started talking to Tara, and Joseph starts talking to Colin, but we don't know we're talking to each other. So we just went full-fledged, didn't go through any management companies, didn't make a phone call, nothing. And just coincidentally met Jadyn. 2 weeks after, we just saw her. And so we're sitting down, watching a fashion show, and all of a sudden the Mini Pop Kids start performing. And that was Cassie, Kylie, Kaylee, and Peyton Garcia. So, and then all of a sudden, Jadyn is like the special guest because she was a Mini Pop Kid, and now she's on her own. So then it was so magical. Then I actually got to see Jadyn perform, and I believe you performed This Is Me, right?
Yeah.
This Is Me. And she just, wow. I blew us both away. And we're like, well, I mean, here's Jadyn. Here's Jadyn's mom and dad. This is the real deal. This is her. And so we got some pictures, and and then that was November. And then December, I think 2 days, I think it was just Christmas Eve, we ended up going out for dinner at the Spaghetti Factory, and that was really fun. Remember?
Oh, I do remember that. That was
Yeah,
really fun.
it was really fun. So, and then ever since 2018, we've been working together and becoming part of the family. And it was just, and then of course, after that, Jadyn introduced me to Al and Seamus Trainer and Mob Radio. And we've done a couple of things with Jadyn, but she was busy working on her album in Nashville, and then she did the film with Sean Penn.
Thank you so much.
So that was my story with Jadyn.
Such a great story. Now, before we go further with that, Jadyn, tell people where they can find your CD.
Everywhere.
Oh, it looks like Jadyn froze up on us.
Yeah.
Jadyn, are you back?
Is there a CD? Original
I'm sure you can find it on our website at jadynrylee.com, and that's JADYNRYLEE.
Correct.
We lost you,
frozen?
Jadyn.
We lost Jadyn.
We'll see if she comes back. I gotta love technology. When it works, it's awesome, and when it doesn't, Well, it's still awesome because there was not too long ago that we weren't able to do these things,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It still shows her
Oh, there she goes.
oh, there she
They'll
goes.
probably come pop
Yeah,
back in.
yeah.
It's technology, and in that case, 1 second.
I still think it has something to do with Bell. Still not very. What's the word I'm thinking of? Reliable.
Oh. Yes, it was, Tara. It was meant to be.
Starting to get a little dark here, so all of a sudden I needed my light. I was starting to fade out. So, well, that was a great story, Wanda. And for those of you watching, and what I wanted to share with Jadyn is, there are no coincidences,
No.
and this is how you know when you're on the right track and the universe starts bringing everybody together because all of these things just fall into place, which I think
It's
is
funny because when Jadyn was 7, I was running the internet and I happened to run across this little video of Jadyn with her back to the camera singing, and her father was sitting next door, and we start talking, and Colin said, "Well, she's only 7, so give me a couple of years and we'll get back to you." And it happened, though. We didn't forget. Now she's a regular on our shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's a music star. She's a movie star. That's fantastic. And at
By
such
the way,
a young
Mark,
age,
we have 2 more shows scheduled.
amazing, great.
I mean, you know what? She just, and I've seen the growth since 2018 till now. You can see that her voice is changing. I can see that she's reaching the higher notes. She's so comfortable on stage. Like for such a young talent, she's one of those very rare artists
Mhm.
that
And
that has that personality also.
yeah, I enjoy her comfortability. She
Yeah.
seems really comfortable in what she does and very personable. So I always love seeing youth living their dream at such an early age, and that's why, when I heard Jennifer Hudson's story, and you hear so many different stories. I remember hearing Quincy Jones' story of the first time he ever touched a piano, and that him and his, I think, cousins or brothers had moved in. They were up to no good, and he saw a piano, didn't know what it was. He started playing it, and next thing you know, he couldn't stop thinking about it. She's back.
She's
Guess who's back?
Ah,
Back again.
Hey!
Jadyn's back. Tell your friends and share this interview.
Yes, please.
Her internet crashed, so now I'm on my phone.
Hey, that's
Just-
okay.
well, that's much clearer voice.
And I love that you're a representation of flexibility and ingenuity and quick thinking to get on your phone. So good on you.
Thank
What I was sharing, Jadyn, is when Wanda was telling her story. It's always amazing how the universe works, and I don't believe that there are coincidences. Everything happens for a reason, and when you see all of those synchronicities start happening, it always lets me know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. So, what a great story, Wanda. Thank you. So, Jadyn, I see you. You almost look like you're ready to sing another song or something. Is that true?
We can try.
We can try.
Well,
The
as
computer. Hello?
well, we'll give it a go. We'll chum it up to technology. But as Master Yoda always says, do or do not. There is no try.
It's true.
There.
Right?
There we go. That's a way better angle.
I'll just move my stuff over.
Sounds good. Looks good. Sounds good too.
Yeah, it sounds better, actually.
Mhm.
All right, let's try this.
All right.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Tell me something, boy. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it
so hardcore. I'm falling. In all the good times I'd find myself longing for change. And in the bad times I'd fear myself. Tell me something, boy. Are you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? I'm falling. In all the good times I'd find myself longing for change. And in the bad time I'd fear myself. I'm of the deep end, won't you dive in? I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. In the shallow, shallow. In the shallow, shallow. In the shallow, shallow. We're far from the shallow now. Oh, 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 oh. I'm up the deep end, won't you dive in? I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. In the shallow, shallow. In the shallow, shallow. In the shallow, shallow. We're far from the shallow now.
Woo!
Hey,
Very good, Jay.
Love it.
You?
very nice.
Very
Thank
nice.
you. That worked.
I gotta say, I really love that song, and that movie is actually when I became a Lady Gaga fan. Right?
Me too.
I wasn't much of a fan of hers before then, and then I saw that movie, and it was like, oh my god, amazing!
Off all that makeup.
Yeah.
You weren't a Monster fan then. You weren't a Monster fan because she had her Monster fans.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't. I wasn't a fan of the meat dresser or anything. I give her
Meat dresser.
creativity for being different, absolutely.
Right.
But fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Jadyn, and thanks for coming back on when things crashed and finding the way to do things. It just goes to show your spirit and the way that you think about, oh, what are we gonna do now? Here's what we'll do.
There's always a plan B for something.
Exactly. So, we're going to wrap up pretty quick because I know everybody's got things to do, and we have a time difference over there and back east. We're here in Vancouver. But in all of the things that you've done in your musical career so far, which is really, you're just in the beginning of it, just because of your age, what's been the most memorable, exciting part that you couldn't really even believe happened? Like, did you have one of those like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening right now?
Yes. So that was actually my CD release. I went to Nashville to record all of the songs, wrote the songs there, recorded, got the music done there. Everything was done there with my awesome producer Kurt Ryle and John Castleberry. They are amazing. They helped me through all of it, and so did Brayden. And when we got back to here, we had a CD release party, and all my friends came. It was so fun. I think this was like before COVID, obviously, but this was 2018.
Yep.
19?
19?
Yeah.
Must have been 2019.
Yes.
Yeah.
Had to be.
But that was the most memorable moment because that was my first ever album.
Wow. Do you have another one in the works? I would imagine you do.
You'll have to wait and see.
All right. Well, we're waiting.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
So, Jadyn, can you tell everybody who's watching this, whether they're watching this live now or going to come back to it after, where can they find you? You know, your website, your YouTube channel, things of that nature, your Patreon. Maybe give
Yeah.
yourself a plug. Let people know how they can become a fan.
So you can find me on all social media outlets such as Facebook, Twitter, even Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon, of course. But yeah, basically everywhere.
Awesome. And it's Jadyn, Jady.
Why?
I learned the hard way because I kept spelling it wrong. Rylee. So you just Google Jadyn Rylee and you can find her almost everywhere where all the great stars are.
And on Mob Radio.
Yeah, well, of course, Mob Radio. Mob Radio's, they're the keys. They're the
Easy,
masters they're the masters of broadband, man. Come on.
And Doc Entertainment.
Excellent. Cool. So again, I want to thank you, Jadyn, for your work and your courage and the fact that you're just stepping into who you are with your music and your work. So thank you for that, because I think you're a great inspiration for young people around the globe.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's knowing what's possible, right? I think, especially in these trying times with COVID and everything else, we can't even blame that anymore. It's been around for a year. And
Yeah.
I think now it's time for people to adapt and adjust and to take this time to really kind of find their passion like you did so many years ago.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having this interview with me. It was a lot of fun.
Hey, it's my pleasure. I love interviews, and I like before we got on, I like to call them conscious conversations, because sometimes interviews get a little too heady and things like that. I love to have a good conversation, because I'm always inspired by people and kind of when they find these things out and what they did and their pathway to where they are. If you had a message for, I'll pre-frame it by saying the youth of the world. Yet, a message for everybody. What if you've got a message for the world, what would that be?
My message would definitely be never ever ever give up. No matter what kind of situation you're in, no matter what your dream is, you could fly to the moon 10 times. Never ever ever give up on your dream, no matter what it is.
Well said. And I love it, because that spans every age.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I think it's important to never give up and keep your eye on the prize that way, right?
Yes.
And when Wanda told the story about meeting and everything else, it's like everything for everybody out there, it'll happen when it's meant to be. And we have to be prepared to recognize when that is so we can act on it. And
it happens for a reason too.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Eminem's song, right? If you ever listen to any of his stuff, he has that one song where, and I think it was from 8 Mile. Like, if that opportunity was there, are you ready for it? Are you going to grab it? You're going to take it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I admire and acknowledge in you that when that was there, you did exactly that. So thank you for following your dream and your passion and doing what you're doing. And thanks again for joining us. That's going to be this Sunday. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Awesome. So February 14th, Valentine's Day, which, little secret, guys, bring gifts because it's Jadyn's birthday.
No, you don't have to do that.
Oh,
Well, they're going to be virtual gifts, right?
Yeah. There'll be virtual gifts.
And it's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all of you folks back east. It's 10 a.m. early here in British Columbia time, which is perfectly fine because it gives people the rest of the day as well. And I believe, I'm not sure the European time, but is that like 8 o'clock or 8:30, something like that? Would you know, Al?
Well,
And
it's
8.
6 o'clock in Ireland, 7 o'clock in Europe, and 8 o'clock in Romania, and the rest of
Okay.
Eastern Europe.
Awesome. Well, and we look forward to that. So, it's going to be, we're going to broadcast through Zoom. We're going to make it live and interactive. So those of you who join us can have a chance to say hi, maybe ask some questions. We'll have a little Q&A. But we want to make it fun and something different that's, starting to happen more and more online now. And virtual events are happening. They're working. They're being well received. And we're just excited to have you, and Johnny Stark's going to be opening. So we're excited to have you both on
Good.
ConsciousEvents.Live as we start launching our platform to reach more and more people. So I just really want to thank all of you, Al, Wanda, Seamus, Joanne, Colin, your mother Tara, and of course you, Jadyn, because it's a new concept that we're working on to bring it in a different way. And I'm so grateful that you guys are willing to, as I would say, play the game. I know Colin was spending some time on tech for you and making things
Yeah.
work, and I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to everybody involved.
Thank you so much, guys.
Hey, it's
We
our
love you,
pleasure.
Jadyn.
Jane,
Oh, bye, guys.
So we're going to wrap it up. Come and join us on February 14th for Valentine's Day. Join Jadyn Rylee as she shares some original tunes and probably a couple of great covers. And we're going to look forward to a couple of hours of music, live and interactive on Valentine's Day. So thanks so much, everyone.
good night.
Peace.